out here at Lake Mille Lacs. I'm with Dave Brinkerhoff, Senior Product Manager for G. Loomis. He's in charge of all the product. We're gonna play around with some of the spinning rods and see what we catch.
That must be a one.
Whoa, that feels like it might be a good one.
Where was that one at?
In the water.
Well, come on now.
Don't cast it.
Has he got a partner with him?
I don't know. He might have friends. Yeah, that 901 is an awesome little hair jig rod. That, these little hooks, oh, it's not even that big. It's just whipping me. These little hooks are really important to have a limber rod like this. Look at him with it.
Oh, there is with. Oh, come on now.
Why'd you cast way out there? I told you there was some with it. He's over there. See him?
Thanks for the keys.
I gotta get him out of the water so the other one leaves before he can get it. That 901 though, and that little hook really keeps him pinned a lot better. You got him?
No.
Oh, that's fun right there. A little light line, little black hair jig. That is one good time.
You hit it on the fall or swimming?
It was just like kind of settling. I'd swam maybe 10 feet.
Well, that's a good sign they're out here. We haven't been out here for very long to catch the first one here.
No, I think there's probably a lot more fish than you think around. They seem to be a little bit smart. A lot of times you catch them when they're with other ones. Get a little competition to get them dumber, but the singles, a little challenging. You get a lot of follows, a lot of boils, a lot of stuff that doesn't result in fish.
So it seems like that hair jig has really become a lot more popular, especially smallmouth fishing, obviously, which is kind of why we came out with that 901. You know, it's been a rod that had been around a little bit in the past, but you know, coming back out with it in this IMX Pro series was specifically for, you know, throwing that hair jig or, you know, spy baits up here up in the North Country for smallmouth. You know, what does it really imitate? What is the reasoning for it?
I think a lot of it's leeches. You'll actually see leeches swimming around up here. But I've caught them even back home in Washington when there's not as many leeches. Black just stands out in the water. Smallmouth like that little buggy stuff. You know, it kind of started as it was a deal that people caught them in really cold water in the spring. That was the time to throw it. And now we're seeing where guys are learning a lot more times and places that it works. It seems like when it's sunny and a little breezy is definitely the best conditions for it. But fish are up shallow is when it excels. Really out deep, it doesn't do as well when you get out past like 10 feet of water. But in this 0 to 8 feet of water, depending on the clarity, I've seen them swim a long ways to eat it.
Really? It's kind of funny, you know, we came out with NRX, boy, it's been 8 or 9 years ago now, and we actually had a 901 and a 902 in that series, and I think we were a little bit ahead of the curve, and you know, there wasn't a lot of people that were really, there was a lot of people doing it, but there wasn't a lot of people really talking about it, so it didn't really grow as much as we kind of anticipated it, and we'd actually ended up getting rid of those rods, and now it's really starting to come back. And reasoning why we brought these things out was just particularly for that, because you know, even up at, you know, where we're from, up in Washington, you're seeing it grow up there as well as up here in the upper Midwest, and it's really something that's starting to gain a lot of popularity and people are talking a lot about now. So pretty excited to have these two new rods in the series on the 901 and the 902.
So all the secretive people screwed you over on the rods is what you're saying.
Yep, but we're back, and we're gonna make it work this time for sure.
Yeah, it's a good rod. It's not only, you know, for this, but the small swim baits, the 901 and 902, that longer rod, light baits, spy baits, little hair jigs. You know, I even throw a light drop shot on it, so I'm throwing like a 3/16 or 1/8 ounce drop shot, the little hook, light line. It just, for really light line, especially you get to like the 4, 5, and 6 pound line, you need a super limber rod like that, and those light baits, you need it to cast them. Oh boy, that might be a good one there, Dave.
You got something, you have a follow-up bait?
A follow-up bait? What do you need that for?
Okay.
I'm gonna catch them all. Ah, it's Going back towards the cameras, fishing line. Oh, it's not even that big.
It's a little one, Luke.
Well, I was just trying to throw you off so I can get it in and throw out there and get another one. Another hair jig fish. The, come on, SJR 901. It's got a little #1 hook in it. You can't put a lot of pressure. 6-pound line. You can see how that rod loads though. It just keeps steady pressure, but those fish can't jerk their head hard enough to break your line or bend your hook out with those little hooks. The rod just absorbs everything. I was tangled in my line. Nice smooth drag is really important with this light line. Ah, got him. Not a giant, but fun. We're gonna catch a big one here before long. He's got something on his fin, it's a leech. Look at that, a green leech. You don't see those every day. It looks like a caterpillar, water caterpillar.
Oh, there's one.
You got one?
Yeah.
Keep pressure on it this time. Don't lose it like you did the last one.
I swear this size fight's way harder.
Yeah, big ones don't seem, they give up easier. Maybe they're just fat and lazy.
Kind of like us.
Is that on the 902?
Yeah, this is the 902. First ever spybait fish. Get him up here. Pretty little fish. Get him back in there and catch another one up here on this little hump.
Oh, what the hell's going on? What was that? I thought he had the rod tangled in the drone.
His rod was going. Oh, there's one.
I think it's real big, but I'm not sure yet. Oh, it's not terrible. Hair jig strikes again.
A little bit bigger.
Coming at me. Those drags are, you can see how smooth those drags are on the new Stratic. That reel is pretty impressive. Improved micro modular gears, a long stroke spool is really helps with the casting, that long stroke spool does, but that drag with this light line, absolutely imperative. He's not going to give up anytime soon, I'm pretty sure. The reel is not super expensive for an amazingly good reel. It's incredible to me how far reels have came, not only in just the last few years, but since I started fishing. People used to back reel and all kinds of issues. Reels would get dirty and not work after short periods of time. I could fish a reel a month 10 years ago and have it be virtually worthless, and these reels now last you years. A little 6-pound top knot fluorocarbon on here. Ooh. Light line is to have a limber rod like that little hook. See the hook still just buried. It just doesn't rip the hook out with those more limber rods. A little 1/0 hook. You can see that hook's just buried. You throw a stiffer rod like that, what happens is the hook it doesn't get enough meat and it wants to pull out. That limber rod just lets that hook give against the meat of the fish and you don't lose them. Fish on.
You don't want this one.
Yeah, I get it.
No.
This is Dave's biggest bass yet. Yeah. Oh, that's a picture fish. The one you couldn't get to fall off. Oh no, it got away.
Yes.
Come on, that was definitely picture worthy.
Pretty sure that's why we couldn't get him hooked very well, Luke.
Oh, but you're that talented, you were able to. Yep. A lot of experience catching little ones.
All right, Luke, well, on that note, we should probably go try something else and get a little better luck for me, hopefully.
If you like this video, make sure to like, share, and tag a friend. And if you want to get some of this awesome gear from G. Loomis Shimano, sign up for the gear giveaway, have a chance to win. Check us out next week. We'll be catching some more bass here on Mille Lacs.